And they are ready to go. And Scalding Tarn pass for Sven. Sven is very scared, horrified by the idea of him to Turak. So we will see how this goes. Dark Ritual for Matt. We will tune into the players in just a moment. There we go. And there's the hymn. Bad news for Sven. Does Sven have Force of Will?
Response fetch.
Are we going to see a brainstorm here?
And in response, I want to brainstorm.
Sure.
Seems correct. Get that clock going. Thank you for the reminder, chat. Just kidding. You guys didn't remind me of anything. Legacy is a black format tonight, says Inverted. Yeah, we have a lot of black mana in the queue today. If you like black mana, you're gonna like this stream. All right, predictions are coming in. 77% for Orbnaut at this point.
Him to Turak results.
Okay.
Let's it resolve. Now, against a deck like Storm, the
So
follow-up...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that fine?
Yeah, you want me to just pick two? Okay.
Yeah, you can roll the dice if you want.
Okay.
So here I'm showing with the finger on 1.
6.
6. Okay, first one.
3.
3. So this would be that one.
Sure.
You hit Underground Sea and Tendrils of Agony.
Proxy Tendrils of Agony goes to the yard. Pithing Needle, the follow-up. Ooh, I missed what it named. What is Needle on?
Tarn.
Oh, gotcha. Thanks. There's those post-it notes, everybody. Swamp lands are the best lands, says Orcan Man. What are the best lands? The best lands are... Snow cover... No. I tried to come up with a funny answer, but I couldn't.
End of turn brainstorm.
The upside down card in Sven's graveyard is a Tendrils of Agony proxy. A Tendrils of Agony proxy. Beta Swamp auto win. Is that a Beta Swamp? It is a Beta Swamp, it appears. Urza's Saga just hit the board.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
A work colleague of mine on Instagram over the weekend messaged me on Instagram responding to a story I posted about the 90s MTG YouTube channel reaching 300,000 views. Awesome. Thank you everybody for supporting the channel. And was like, hey, Chris, didn't know you played Magic. I played back in Urza days. And I'm thinking, like, this is like 1998. So I told them, hey, would it blow your mind if there was now a card called Urza's Saga? And I sent a picture of it, and their mind was blown. Their mind was blown. And they had no idea what the card does. They did not understand what the text on the card meant at all. Okay. Shadow Spear, the follow-up here. Torpor Orb in play. So we're going to see a Dreadnought likely get fetched off of this Urza Saga.
Trigger.
Yeah.
Fetch. Flow to colorless.
Flow to colorless. 2 islands, a swamp, and a polluted delta in play for Sven. That's a lot of land.
Phyrexian Dreadnought.
Dreadnought resolves. Shadow Spear is interesting here. Not sure what becomes of that.
Pass turn.
Only one land in play. Passing to Sven, who has pretty much a green light to
Pass turn?
go off.
Draw.
Pass turn.
Find a swamp, finally. Move to combat.
Yeah.
12.
6.
Okay, I had life totals wrong.
Roll 2 and play a Dothy Voidwalker.
What's the exact wording on it?
3/2 Shadow. If a card would be put into your graveyard, it instead gets exiled with a void counter on it. And then I can tap Dothy Voidwalker and sacrifice him to choose one of those exiled cards with a void counter on it. And
I
I can cast it without paying its mana cost.
Okay.
I'll pass turn.
That was a top deck. Petal. Storm Contest 1.
Did you get there?
Petal. Storm Contest 2.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Brace yourselves.
Dark Ritual. Storm Contest 3. And I have 3 black mana. I have exactly Threshold. Cabal Ritual. Make 2 more mana. I'm on 5 mana.
Proxy Cabal Ritual.
What's gone to your graveyard this turn?
Dark Ritual so far. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because I can.
It would
Because
be
I
exiled,
can.
correct?
Yeah. Well, they're exiled. Yes. Everything that's gone to your graveyard this turn since I cast Dothy would be exiled with a void counter on it.
So everything period, correct?
Correct. So no, not the stuff prior to this turn. Just everything that since this has come out. So whatever's gone to the graveyard this turn is exiled.
I see. Okay. 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 So Dark Ritual is exiled. I have 3 mana, and that was Stormcon 3. Petal, Dark Ritual.
Sure.
Those are 3 spells.
Yes.
Now I gain, since I have only, okay, interesting. I should have responded to it with the fetch land. Okay, yeah, I wasn't aware. That's fine. So I gain 1 more mana from the Cabal Ritual, because now it doesn't have Threshold. It only has 6 cards.
Sure.
And this is the 4th spell.
Yes.
In that case, probably not 4 mana, 5. Yes, doesn't matter. Yeah, tapped for blue mana, 1. So I have 5 mana, sack both petals for, I guess. Yeah, I sack 1 petal and have 1 more blue mana. So now I have 7 mana and play Peer into the Abyss. So now we're at storm count 5.
Remind me what Peer does again.
Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life. So I would go to 3 and I just draw half of my deck.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm just recounting if everything's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Can't him to Turek now. Drew half the deck.
No mana floating right now. So target player is me. So I get to draw my cards now. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
This is mind-blowing content, everybody. This is really where it's at.
30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 40, 43. Which means round up each time, I'm going to draw 22 cards.
Seems good.
3, 3, 3, 1. So those are 10, 3, 3, 3, 1. Those are 20, and 2 more. Yeah.
Okay.
22 cards. Those are the cards I draw.
Okay.
Drew 22 cards. Beat that Gristlebrand, right? Gristlebrand sucks. Everybody should be running this Peer into the Abyss card.
6.
Another pedal.
Yeah. Yeah, I can kill you. Sec, Dark Ritual, 7th spell.
This is looking good.
Okay.
Would
7th
have to be quite a
spell
whiff.
and 3 black mana. I'm sorry, it takes kind of long right now.
It's okay.
Saturnorna has drawn more off Glimpse. We need to ban Glimpse and unban Oko. That's what Saturnorna wants. I was having a conversation with Saturnorna in the Discord before about a conversation I had yesterday at my local. Just hypotheticals, really. Nobody was really seriously saying we should do this. But what would Legacy look like if Underworld Breach, Oko, Renin 6, Astrolab, Dreadhorde Arcanist, all the cards that have been banned for the last couple of years, Deathrite Shaman, were unbanned? What would the format look like? And it was actually a pretty fun conversation because deck building is extremely challenging with Luris, Zerda. All this stuff is available, so it was fun. Legacy Unchained Knight would be insane. I agree. I think it would be insane. I think it would be a lot of fun. Just basically unban the last couple of years of bans. What's up, Tyler? Tyler Goblin Grandee is here, everybody. All right, another fetch.
At Basic Swamp. Yeah.
Do I have a... Oh, I gotta move that. I'll move that during the break. It's not a cat. It's actually just a fan. But it should not be in the shot. My bad.
For
To go fetch it.
solve the equation.
Mhm.
And now I get 10 written, I kill you.
Yeah, let me just see what's been exiled so far this turn. Let me check
Sure.
see your exile real quick.
Lands, Rain
Oh,
of
thank you.
Filth, Carbaret, 2 Dark Reds,
Okay.
the Lotus
You're good.
Petals.
You're
Yeah,
good.
and I solve the equation, and now I show you my last here, 10 Reds of Agony.
Yeah.
All right. Very interesting game one. I did not expect Sven to be able to pull that off the way it was going, but that's what Storm does, I guess. It just wins out of nowhere, right? If you have not already, head down below, find our TCG Player in Ink Gaming affiliate links, bookmark those links in your browser, and when you shop for singles, you shop for packs, you shop for booster boxes, you buy Power 9, you buy a custom playmat, you buy sleeves, you buy a poster, whatever it is, you buy World of Warcraft TCG playmat, use our affiliate links. We get a kickback on every sale, and it goes a long way towards helping this show stay alive. If you want to support the show in other ways, hit the follow button. We got to get that bar across by the end of the month. Become a sub. You could sub for free right now on Twitch if you have Amazon Prime. If you don't use your one free Amazon Prime Twitch sub per month, Jeff Bezos just puts that money in his spaceship and takes another rocket launch back up into space. So use your one free Twitch Prime sub per month. You don't have to use it on this channel. You could spin the wheel, go find a random Twitch channel and use it there, but become a sub. Cheer with bits. If you're enjoying the games, you're enjoying the matches, pick up some bits, buy a batch of bits for $4.99, and every time the deck that you like wins a game, cheer 10 bits. Easy stuff. And now we have it looks like first turn Dreadhorde. Yeah, first turn Dreadhorde. Torpor Orb and Dreadnought all in the same turn off a Dark Ritual. Very interesting. Was there a Sacrifice Swamp, by the way? Oh, there was. There was a Sacrifice Swamp. People were calling the rocket launch historic. It literally wasn't a first anything, says Ben. Jeff burned so many Amazon Prime subscriptions today, says Tyler. Yeah. Youngest and oldest people in space, says Kevin. That's true. I think that's true. I actually don't know for sure. Not going to talk about this because we're watching Magic right now, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that billionaires are exploring the space race and making history by sending people up into space in private vehicles. But you know, the companies getting around paying taxes and mistreating their workers is the big problem for me. Basically, they're going to space with other people's money, in my mind. Okay, brainstorm here, and now a follow-up land is a fetch. Let's tune to the players. All right, players are very quiet. Looks like a foreign white border underground sea there.
Ponder.
Sorry, what is it? There's
Ponder.
glare, I can't see. Oh, Ponder, sure.
Ponder resolving here.
Draw and pass turn.
Drop. Combat.
Yeah.
Oh.
7.
Pass turn.
Sven down to 7 here. Dreadnought is lethal on board. What can you really do if you don't have Storm? Nothing.
I have to think.
If you don't have enough to Storm, I mean.
Let's see.
Championship not on the line for Matt Monroe until tomorrow. Just is marked as the champion of the channel currently. Jamming some games for fun today. So for the record, there's nothing on the line here as far as that. Sven trying to figure out how to win this turn.
Reign of Fifth.
Okay.
Storm
Reign of
contest
Filth.
1.
Price check of Lake of the Dead happening in chat.
Blue.
Lake of the Dead is,
Two
oh my
blue mana.
goodness. I should probably sell my Lakes of the Dead.
Sack all lands.
Does anybody want to buy Lake of the Deads?
All lands.
All
and
lands,
you can
yeah,
only
and
make
make
and you
black.
can only make black mana.
Sure.
Having 3 black.
3 black now.
Cabal Ritual. So gaining 2 more. 5. Storm Count is on 2.
Mhm.
Peer into the Abyss.
Yeah.
Mana's gone. Storm Count is 3. Should I count again or should I just put it like this?
Whatever you want.
I guess that's fine with rounded up. So it's basically one more. Yeah,
That's
like
awesome,
this,
Roger.
it's completely even.
Sure.
Okay, so Storm Count is 3. And I don't have mana floating. And I don't have any land drop anymore.
Good luck.
Petal, 4. I basically have to hit a lot of petals though. Yeah.
Yeah, proxying Cabal Rituals in Tendrils of Agony is a little facepalm, but putting that together about an hour before the stream and deciding to play a deck that you don't all know the cards for, that happens sometimes.
Dark Ritual, 7, 5. Yeah, Dark Ritual. Now 7 mana, Storm Count is 8. Cabal Ritual.
So that's
2
it, right?
more.
And then you tutor for it.
For 3. Let's see.
Lots of black mana.
You're on 20, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, here. Cabal Ritual, 1 more, and then 10 Resu.
Cool. Good games.
Good games.
Good games. The sequence of Swamp, Dark Ritual, well, the Lake of the Dead was in between, but Dark Ritual into Torpor Orb, Phyrexian Dreadnought is pretty scary though. I thought for sure
Yeah.
you'd win that game, but the
I don't know how to be faster than that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't be
yeah.
any
That's
faster.
about as fast as you can get with a
They
Dreadnought.
can do it on turn 1, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah, yeah, true. Lake of the Dead powers out what in that deck exactly?
I mean, it's only in here just in emergencies, and this would have been an
Gotcha.
emergency if I got one more turn. I had 2 Hunted Horrors and Hymn to Turok in my hand, so I would have actually sacked the next. I was looking at top deck of Swamp, obviously, and if I did, I would have sacked it to Lake of the Dead, and I would have cast a Hunted Horror, trying to catch a Force of Will with it, and then try and hymn them with the other 2. Try and be a little sneaky, but it doesn't really particularly power anything out. The rituals are what powers stuff out.
Is this your own brew, Matt?
Again, it's a 50-50 thing. I'm not much of a brewer. I'm sort of a hacker in that, like, I'll find something that I like, and then I'll tune it to the way I like it.
Okay.
So
yeah.
this is another pre MH2 build that I found.
Mhm.
I added the Dothies obviously because they weren't around. I added the Sagas, but the core of the deck is Dreadnought, Torpor Orb, and Scroll of Fate, but I didn't get to see it. Unfortunately, I was mana screwed both games, but this card is such a house. And it catches people completely off guard because nobody understands how Manifest works.
I understand how Manifest works.
Well, you're a commander player, Chris. Yeah.
I'm not.
I know. I'm teasing.
But I just really like that card. I'm always looking through like the Commander 21 and the Zendikar Rising Commander, all those like sets of like 20 cards. I'm always looking for the spice in there. So Scroll of Fate's one that stood out for me. It's from one of those, right? Like from a couple years ago.
It's from 19, yeah.
Yeah. I remember it.
And it's an interesting card because I can cheat out all the big stuff and then instant speed, which catches people off guard. But sometimes you can just cast. I can just play fluff out of my hand. So this deck really operates off of 2 swamps. That's all I really need to function. Right. And so like once that happens, if I have extra land in my hand, I just dump them out as 2/2s and go wide. End of every turn, and I've won.
Is Voidwalker just like for defense?
Voidwalker is honestly like this deck is a glass cannon, and I was trying to make it less of a glass cannon. So this is kind of more of a long game, which is why the Shadow Spear is in the deck too.
Okay.
That almost came into play last game 1, which is basically just another. It's also because of its static ability. It just hoses graveyard decks.
Yeah.
So that's partly why it's in there, and it's also a secondary win con because I can Dark Ritual this out on turn 1, and just sometimes they just can't answer it, and it's
Right.
an immediate race from turn 2 with 3 damage a turn, and it's sort of like a long game win con if I can't find a Torpor Orb or a Scroll of Fate.
Right. The only big downside for Voidwalkers, you can't block Ragavans.
that is unfortunately somehow Ragavan doesn't have Shadow, which is very strange.
Yeah. They should have made Ragavan have Shadow. I think that was a big mistake. And we are, I think, underway. And we are in round 2. We are not in round 1 anymore. Unmask. Unmask to start the game. Excuse me. For Aaron. Sleeveless cards don't want to get the sleeves all messed up. That's true. I mean, we are trying to save the earth, and there's a lot of plastic in those sleeves. Sorry, folks. No sleeves is the way to go from now on. Deep fried peanut butter cups, side Lorna. Oh man, words are hard. Words are hard. All right, the unmask is resolving here. Let's tune to the players.
I think I take the Ponder.
That's fine.
Taking Ponder.
Okay.
Looks like Gristlebrand
Swamp?
was
Yeah.
exiled.
Go ahead.
Swamp pass. Unmask cleared the way for nothing so far. Turn 0
Fetch.
games is here gambling.
Mhm.
Fetching. It's been a couple of years since I played Reanimator on a regular basis, but I do love Reanimator. And this is going to be fun. I just realized I forgot to move that fan. I'm going to move that now. Let's see if my cable reaches all the way. There we go. Thoughtseize here.
17.
Now
I'll
I'm
get
all
a swamp.
tangled up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
64% favored for Reanimator so far, says chat. Still some time on the
Probably should have
predictions.
even taken the Dark Ritual because you can almost hard card this with the lake. Ooh, Let's see. Preordain?
Yeah.
Foil Infect is a lot worse? What do you mean? More Lake of the Dead tonight than I've ever seen on the stream. Agreed.
Pass turn?
We have a couple of
Draw.
cards that have never
Yeah.
been cast on stream appearing today.
Slow to black.
Yeah.
Play lake.
Best alpha beta dual land art. Ooh, that's tough. Is it? It's got to be Tundra, right? Is it Tundra or Taiga? I don't know. What's the best dual land art, chat? Yeah, Tropical Island is pretty good too. All right, a lot of votes for Plateau. I can't even picture Plateau in my head. I'm picturing the like
Fetch.
online exclusive versions in my
At
head.
16.
Original Plateau? Oh, I was picturing the newer one. There was a revised
Dark
one.
Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Storm Count 1, 3 mana. 2 mana, Rain of Fifth, Storm Count 2.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So I have Threshold now. Cabal Ritual. Get
Yeah.
to 5 mana. Yeah, correct. 5 mana. Storm Count is 3. I float 1 blue.
Chartwin, thank you for the resub at tier 1, 13 months for Chartwin. Thank you, Chartwin. Hello, Chartwin. Runs Peer into the Abyss to draw roughly half your deck as his primary engine. Yeah. Peer into the Abyss. Pain in the ass storm. It removed ad nauseum for Peer, right? Yeah, I mean it's a quite different deck. It's pretty different. Yeah, it does not run LED, right? This is actually my first time seeing PITA Storm played ever in my life. I've never seen anyone play this deck before. At least not that I remember.
Six, 3, 7, another dark red, 5, Cabal red, 8, and this is the 8th spell.
Not looking good for Reanimator here.
6, yeah, 6 and 2. Cabal red. Plus 3, yeah, 6. This is the 9th spell.
I think this is over.
From blue, I play Ponder.
Mm-hmm.
And from the rest, I Tendrace you.
Yep.
All right, game 1 goes to Sven Stoltz on Storm. And Storm looking unbeatable so far today. If Sven was only eating Cheetos while he did all that Storm counting, that's true. That would have been more ideal. Let's bring up the Discord here. I talked a bit earlier about new matches from my local are up on YouTube. Up on YouTube, available to members right now. And I'm thinking about planning a live stream where I go through the best matches, because we have 8 matches from this week, 4 matches from last week. I'm going to break it down to the best 6 or something, and do a live stream where I go through the footage of these matches and commentate. And I think I'm going to allow Twitch chat to join in the commentary via voice call on the Discord. So make sure you're not only that you're a YouTube member, not only that you're a Twitch sub, that you're in the Discord, that you have connected your account to Discord, and that you are standing by and ready for all things 90s MTG, because I will do it at a moment's notice. And you will have to be there to experience. Best format anyway, is pre-modern. I don't know if I agree with that, but pre-modern is cool. Turbo Depth. Yeah, I guess Turbo Depths was around back then, but there was no Thespian stage. So I don't know what you do about that. Collective brutality happening here? Let's see.
2 modes. You'll reveal your hand, and I'll choose instant or sorcery. You discard it.
Yeah,
And also you'll lose 2 life. I'll gain 2 life.
sure. You see Island and Bloodstained Maya,
Okay.
and Ponder, Preordain, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, and Peer into the Abyss.
What do you take here, chat? Get your takes in.
Yeah, I
Peer
guess
into the
I
Abyss?
take Peer into the Abyss.
Peer? Sure.
Okay, and you'll be at 18, and
Mhm.
I'll be at 22.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Stifle Not, Land Still, Pox, Stasis, Vesuva in Turbo Depths is a possibility. Pre-modern is just worse. Mirage Block Constructed. Dead Gael in pre-Innistrad Legacy, yeah. Is pre-Innistrad Legacy like pre-modern and 93, 94? So pre-modern and pre-modern does not require OG printings. I've played pre-modern and I used the newest versions possible. Vesuva doesn't work. Oh, wait, does Vesuva work? Oh no, Vesuva doesn't work. Doesn't work because it's a gonna have 10 counters on it. Gristlebrand comes in here.
Okay, I'll pay 7 life and go to 15.
That's fine.
Drawing 7. What's the plan for Org Can Man here? Gristlebrand alone doesn't win the game. Yeah,
Right.
pre-modern.
I will
tends to-
evoke a grief, removing blackmail.
Okay.
So there are 2 triggers.
Blackmail.
So I'll stack it so that first
Sure.
first trigger on the stack will be the evoke trigger to sacrifice it. Next trigger will be you reveal your hand and I choose a non-land card and you discard it. So we'll resolve the top of the stack first.
Flusterstorm is the card drawn.
Flusterstorm.
Okay. So at this point, I think I take your ponder.
Okay.
Ponder down. Maverick is a good one, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Passing turn.
Preordain?
Yep.
Preordain resolving here. Sven trying to craft a hand again. Had a Peer into the Abyss discarded from Collective Brutality on turn 2, I believe. Or was that turn 1? There was a Lotus Petal mixed in somewhere.
Pass turn?
Passing. Ouch. This Gristlebrand's going to hit for 6.
Swing for 6.
11. And you go to 21.
Yep.
Probably gonna see you draw 7 here.
Get a land.
Mm-hmm.
Land.
Get a Lotus Petal.
Okay.
Crack for black. Hardcast Grief.
Ouch.
Yeah, resource.
Okay.
Oh. Wait, who's the player?
Yeah, I can only target you.
Oh, it's opponent.
Target opponent, yeah.
Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, drawn card is Tendrils of Agony.
Yeah, okay, I'll take the Tendrils of Agony.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Okay, go.
Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Flusterstorm is the hand for Sven. The proxies are not great,
How
but they're
strong
there.
is the grief?
It's a 3/2, 3 power. So
3, 2,
I
6.
don't have enough to
Mm-hmm,
kill
okay,
you.
pass turn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
End step, I'll go to 14
Yeah.
and draw 7.
Mm-hmm.
Drawing 7 now. Interesting. Let's see if
Place one.
see if there's a follow-up creature or discard spell.
I'll get in for 9.
Mm-hmm. 2.
And I'm at 20.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will play Entomb.
Yeah, and 2 is fine.
Entomb.
I'll find Iona.
Okay.
Yeah, that island is at the
I'll
perfect
play
angle.
Exhume.
Exhume for Iona is, I think,
Yeah, I will
slamming the door
Flusterstorm
here.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll Dark Ritual.
Uh,
In response to the Flusterstorm.
mm-hmm. Mm, 1, 2, 3. That's actually not enough.
Yeah, that's okay. All
Okay.
your copies point to this Exhume.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exhume.
Ah, okay, another one. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
I'll bring in Iona.
Yeah, I can give up.
Yeah.
All right, players almost ready here for game 3. 1 card going to the bottom for Orcanman. The Squirrel and Papa, Urza's Saga or the cookbook stuff in Modern. Legacy, something to deal with the Blue-Red Delver Menace. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow if it's more than just Pauper, that's for sure. My prediction is Thoughtseize here, revealing Blackmail, Gristlebrand, Reanimate, and I actually don't know what that last card is.
I take
Cabal Therapy.
Reanimate.
Mm-hmm.
And pass turn.
Yeah, so my prediction is tomorrow we'll see a ban in Pauper and in Historic, but no other formats. And it'll probably be like Brainstorm and Chitterstorm. The Storm cards are too good. Blackmail. Reveal 3 cards, discard 1. Reveals land, Preordain. I kind of hope they try Brainstorm and Historic a chance without Lapse, aka better counterspell. So you're saying that just Memory Lapse should be banned?
Pass.
Yeah, Legacy seems okay right now, in my opinion.
Scalding Tarn.
Have you at 19?
17, the Thoughtseize.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah.
Looked like Blackmail took Polluted Delta instead of Preordain. I haven't played Pauper with
cast
Trigger Storm,
Preordain.
but
Yeah.
I've been hearing that's pretty crazy. Delver is always tier 1. It isn't tier S. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't think it's tier S. I think also, and we talked about this on previous streams going back for the whole past year, even when Oko and Dreadnought were legal. The Magic Online Legacy challenges and whatnot are only like 60 to 100 players, right? And it's the same people every week for the most part. A high percentage of them are the same people. The same names in the top 8s, month to month. At some point, it just becomes kind of its own metagame. I don't know at what point that is, but I don't really look at Legacy Challenge results and decide personally if things are broken or not. I mean, what people would consider S tier in paper. I don't know. I remember playing a 1K when Oko and Ren and 6 was legal together. They were never legal together. Pretty sure Ren and 6 got banned way before that. Way before Oko.
Pass.
Band Control is the best deck right now. I find that believable. Band Control does look really good. At my local yesterday, there was about, I don't know, 20 players or something. I think 10 people were playing Band Control. And I played against none of them, by the way. And I was upset because it was a good matchup for my deck, in my opinion. They were in Modern. Oh, Oko and Ren and 6 was legal together in Modern? Yeah, that makes sense, because Ren and 6 was never banned. Oh, so you're talking about Modern then? You're talking about Modern, right?
Draw.
You're talking about Legacy?
Petal. Storm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought Ren and 6 got banned way before Oko. Maybe my timeline is off.
3.
All right, here we go with the Storm stuff.
Draw 3.
We got an F6 on the board from Aaron. That's not good. Any ban list talk? Yeah, we're talking about Chitterstorm and Brainstorm right now.
Dark Red. Dark Red.
So you have 5 black.
5 black, yeah. 5. Cabal Ritual. 7, 6. Pin to.
Okay, so there was a month where Oko and Ren and 6 were legal together. Okay, cool. I'm wrong then.
No mind break trap.
Okay.
Okay, I have you at
9.
89. Yeah.
9.
Bauble in Modern? You think that'll get banned?
Stormcon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stormcon is 7. With the Peer. Peer, Ritual,
Yes.
Ritual, 4, 5, 6, and the Ponder. 7.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That mana's gone. Let's see.
Peer into the Abyss.
Ouch.
F6 is not where you want to be.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, maybe Oko was not really yet a thing in Legacy in my mind, but that's why. Does Sven not have it?
This is quite suspenseful.
I drew nothing which makes mana, and I already had the land drop in Badlands, I believe. Was it my land drop? Yeah, it was my
No.
land drop. No?
No?
Oh, correct, because you have 3 mana. I'm on the
Yes,
draw.
you're on the play.
Correct. No, I had the land drop because I'm on the draw. You won game 2, correct?
I won game 2, yes.
Yeah, now we're in game 3, and that was my 3rd land drop, and you have 3 lands. That was my land drop.
Yeah, so you are on the play, I am on the draw.
Oh, true. Yes, correct. Yeah, I played Badlands and passed. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, in that case. Okay. Okay.
Hey now, thanks for the follow.
Bloodstain Maya. 2 mana. What can I do with 2 mana? You're at 20.
Correct.
6, 7, 8, 9, 2, dann kriege ich 5. Yeah, now I think I got you. I'm at 8. I can.
Are you sure you're at 8 and not at 6? Because I think, is it lose half your life rounded up?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So half your life rounded up would be 9. So
Yes.
9 off of 17 would put you at 6.
I was at 9. And now I fetch, I'm going to 8, correct?
No, I thought you had lost 9 from the Peer into the Abyss.
8. Oh,
You're at 17.
I think you're correct. Target was equal to half the number of and loses half the, correct. Yeah.
Yes.
I
So
lost
you're
9
at-
life. I was at 8. I fetched.
You were at 6 and then you fetch and that puts you to 5. Because you have to lose the 9 life for Peer into the Abyss. So
Yes,
9
and
off
I
of
would go
17.
to 8. 17 minus 9 is 8. And now I fetch, I would go to 7.
Yeah, sorry, 8.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Fetch. Yes, you go to 7. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, exactly. I
I'm
got
bad
to
at
7.
math.
No worries. I was also not sure. Okay.
This is really captivating stuff, everybody.
Now, for 2 mana, I play Cabal Ritual.
Cabal
I
Ritual.
gain 5 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 mana
Storm count
is
7
8.
or 8.
Sven is German and is currently in Austria. playing some late night Magic with us. Wake me up later, says Casshaven. Yeah. Oh man, I just had a funny memory pop in my head. A story for another time.
Because I go to
Just
5.
too long.
That was 9. Dot CSU from the mana floating for 4, and now I have the Tendrils of Agonies in hand. So it's
Yeah.
11. Yeah, I'm
Cool.
sorry. It took a little bit time to figure out because of the land drop though.
Yeah, no worries.
Because without the land drop, I drew just Brainstorm, Preordain, Brainstorm, Cage, Soul,
Yes.
another peer.
Yeah, I think we're all up to date on announcements and stuff. Okay. Let's see. Predictions are coming in. Very good. All right. Resetting life totals here. Resetting the clock. Resetting everything. We'll get started very shortly. Whenever you're ready, you can just start. And I saw an F6 get past flash on the screen already? What? What deck am I using my Ragavans in? So I am going to most likely play Blue-Red Delver at some point. I've been playing Goblins, though, for weeks now. Since in-person events returned in my area. I've just been running Goblins. I haven't put the deck down yet. I went 2-2 yesterday with Goblins. The matches from yesterday at my local, where I'm playing Goblins and Phil Bleckman is playing Espermentor, are up on our YouTube channel right now for members. Hit the join button below and get access to hundreds of matches that you have not yet seen, along with a whole bunch of other perks, badges, emojis, access to the full archive of live streams, unedited, and all deck lists from our events, and more. All right. Stitcher Supplier, Mill, Sudden Edict, Cabal Therapy, and Altar of Dementia. And a Cabal Therapy now getting flashback here, targeting Sven. And we're going to see what is named.
Pre-resolves.
I'm gonna name Peer into the Abyss.
Goes right after.
Bloodstainmire, Swamp, Force of Will, Preordained, Saltbeak, Crazen, and Tendrils of Agony.
Alright, sounds good. Go ahead.
Didn't even write it down. Monkey Goblins. I don't know about that. I don't think Goblins wants the monkey. We already have Goblin Lackey. Monk Fanatic, Skirk Prospector,
I
one
fetched
drop
the
slots taken.
Bloodstainmire
And Vile.
for an Underground Sea.
Underground Sea.
And I'm going to Preordain.
Okay.
Bottom draw. Preordain.
Yep.
Another Preordain.
Bottom draw. Pass turn.
Tap John.
Let's see if there's an exciting follow-up here for James. James needs to hurry up.
Wasteland.
Yeah.
That's something.
Waste your Underground Sea.
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty
I'll
good.
pass the turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Just a few moments left for predictions. 52% favor for PITA Storm so far.
Pass turn.
Island Pass. No black currently for Sven.
Swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Alter Dementia.
Altar's fine.
Alright, pass.
Alter Dementia does nothing here.
Swamp.
No text. Tapping 3. Nope.
Mm,
Some nice foil invasion lands.
Hmm.
Has black mana again. Tapping 3.
solve the equation.
Okay.
Solve the equation.
Cards in hand.
5.
Peer into the abyss, maybe? Let's see. This is actually round 3. Didn't update that. Down below.
I get a Rain of Fifth and pass the turn.
Rain of Filth. Okay.
Untap. Drop.
Lots of mana coming next turn. Peer might be in hand then.
Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
I'll waste your volcanic.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'll pass.
Ooh. No follow-up play, really. Not looking good for Hogaak here.
Battle.
Yep.
Kaba Ritual.
Uh-oh. Not looking good, everybody.
Yep.
Five mana. Stormcrown 2.
Strong count is 2.
Rain.
Okay.
Sec 2. 6 mana. Crack Petal 7 mana. And Peer into the Abyss. Target plays me.
Okay.
So the storm count is 4. Petal, Peer, Rain, and Ritual.
All right, we're cheering against Hogaak. Is that where we are, chat?
I'm going to 9.
Jam some emotes if you were hoping that Sven wins this game. Don't jam emotes if you wanted Hogaak to win. Are we excited for Sven? All right, we see some emotes coming in here. We see some emotes coming in.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you, Inverted.
Petal.
Yep.
Kaba Ritual. 6.
F6
Did I count
already on the
Storm already?
board.
No.
No.
For the
No, it's
Kaba
at
Ritual.
7.
Yeah. 7. Petal 8. I have 6 mana. Yeah, sure. I
Hogaak is
got
always
you.
the villain.
Thought sees you from one floating. Going to 7. That's 8.
James
Yeah,
is showing a hand.
it's whatever. I can
Got it?
brainstorm, and I have the tenders in hand.
Okay.
Yeah, tenders of argument.
You could yeah. All right. All right. Players are underway here. Stitcher Supplier with a ley line. Does ley line do anything here? I guess it stops threshold.
Ponder.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think ley line does that much. one of the players is... no, not frozen. Okay. Thought they were frozen for a
Draw.
second.
Pass turn.
Tap draw.
Mhm.
James needs a really
Delta.
explosive start here.
Yeah.
Trigger.
Yeah.
Blood gas comes in.
Cabal therapy. Targeting you.
Uh, Therapy's fine.
I'm gonna name Peer into the Abyss.
Swamp, Dark Ritual, Scalding Tarn, Force of Will, Rain of Filth, Solve the Equation, and Cabal Ritual.
Okay.
I'm a Sack Stitches the player to flash it back. Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Could have
Great
gotten an attack
caller.
in there.
Delta Swamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, resolves.
Alright, I'm gonna name the Rain of Filth.
Rain of Filth, yeah. That's
Rain of Filth is now gone.
Going to that's the
Thinking
then.
Oh,
Mhm.
no fetch. Just a pass. So quite a few cars in the yard, but no Hogaaks in sight.
Scalding Tarn, pass turn.
Scalding Tarn
Tap
pass.
draw.
Mm-hmm.
Future them.
Putrid
Okay.
Imp.
I will discard Bloodghast.
Mm-hmm.
Discard Hogaak.
Okay.
Yeah, what would you have taken there, Force of Fill? Alright, Hogaak got discarded. Another fetch happened. Yeah, Fatal Push doesn't do much against this deck. The Sven's deck, that is.
Hogaak.
Hogaak resolves.
Others.
Yeah, I like taking the solid Force of Fill. What's up, Force of Fill? I was hanging out with
Wave
Force
caller?
of Fill yesterday.
Yeah, resolves.
Attack with 2.
Mm-hmm. 18.
Pass.
So you have 2 Bloodghast, 1 Grave Trawler, 6. Hogaak is 7, 13, and Putrid Imp, does it has
And
+3 plus?
no, it's just a 1/1.
It's just a 1.
So 3, 8, 3, 11,
7, 13.
15.
I agree, Force of Fill. Taking the Rain of Filth seemed incorrect there. Solve the Equation would likely have been my pick. Depends on what's in my hand, I guess, but yeah. Yeah, Hogaak will hit hard here.
Resonated, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm going to fetch.
Yep.
Exile.
Difference also between this Storm list and other Storm lists in existence that are more reliant on ad nauseum is that, you know, whatever damage the creatures are doing are so much better against other Storms decks, but this Storm deck doesn't need a life total to function as far as going off. Second Gas has Summoning Sickness. Did we miss something?
Mm. What is in your graveyard right now?
Just a ley line.
Just a ley line. Okay.
Just
And
want to
hand
check life
cards?
totals. Can I just check life totals with you guys?
I'm at 19. He's at 17.
Yeah.
And the Bloodghast attacked that turn, or did it just tap for Hogaak?
It was
I had
the
one,
other
I had one
bloodlust.
tapped, and then the one without the Summoning Sickness attacked. Because I
Yeah.
played
Okay.
the Putrid Imp.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So there was
correct.
one from the previous turn. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Correct.
Cool. Thanks.
So let's see.
We cleared that up, chat. The old blood gas attacked. The one that came down on the previous turn. Good looking out.
Preordain.
Yep.
Preordain. Preordain accidentally revealing everything to the webcam, but that's okay.
I'll bottom both. Dark red.
Yep.
Here we go.
Dark red. Those are all exile.
Which card should be banned?
3 cavalry, 6, 7, 4, 5. Pin to the abyss.
Okay.
Another F6.
So no
It's
mana
not good,
floating.
folks. Not good for Hogaak.
So I'm at 8, 9. I'm at 8. So storm count is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5. Yeah. So let's see.
That is the incorrect F6 token. The correct one would be a keyboard button that's been ripped off.
8.
Yeah, that's true, Force of Phil. I think they're just doing it in a lazy
Dark
way
red.
right now. That's fine.
Storm count is 9. 3 mana.
Yeah, he's been doing that all evening just because it's way faster, and the other players don't seem to mind.
Yeah. One more petal. 4. And Tendrils of Agony. GG's.
GG's.
GG's. Curious how you sideboarded for this, James. This is probably a tougher matchup for your deck, right?
I guess so. I figured I'd be fast enough,
You
but
could be.
it was not the case.
You definitely want to be fast in this matchup, but yeah. Leyline of the Void doesn't really do that much. Was that like, were you thinking for Threshold and stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's better than Bone Shards
It is better than Bone Shards, that's true.
and Sudden Edicts and Dark Blasts.
Yeah, for sure.
I just
And then
took out my creature removal for the Thought Seizes and the Ley Lines.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I think your plan would be to try to get Hogaak's attacking on like turn 2 or something.
Oh yeah. But that first game got nothing but lands, and then the second game was going pretty good. Until Storm. Yeah.
Yeah, and the option I'm curious what you think, Sven, for the I think it was Duress or something, where you took Reign of Filth.
For the Cabal Therapy.
Oh, was it Cabal Therapy? Yeah.
No. Yeah,
would it have been better
Cabal
to-
Therapy, correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it have been better to take the Solve the Equation, do you think, Sven? This is a question that came up in chat.
Actually, yes, I was afraid he's taking the Solve of Equation, to be honest, because in that spot it was my only blue card for the Force of Will, and I wouldn't have had any cantrips anymore. But I drew luckily the Preordained, so in that case it didn't really matter. But I was afraid he would have taken the Solve the Equation, actually. For me, this would have been the correct pick, though.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all opinion at the end.
But I mean,
yeah.
On the other hand, I pondered, and he didn't have info because I kept all cards, And he doesn't know if my ponder consists of 3 dark rituals or 3 brainstorms, you know?
Right.
Because if for 3 brainstorms, of course you're taking rain. With 3 dark rituals, of course you're taking source equation. But he didn't know how I pondered, so it's still a 50-50 line.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sven, do you want to play one more round? Because we do have one more player.
I can.
Okay, great. It's pretty much the same deck again, a Hogaak deck again.
Oh, again, okay.
Yeah. And it looks like the players are ready to go on mulligans. Let's see.
Okay. Verdant Catacombs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fetch.
Verdant fetch. And we are underway. Byron at 19. All right, predictions are finished. 75% for Hogaak is chat. James is so committed to Pox's life that his screen went all black during the interview. That is true. What's up, Cosmic Coil? Cosmic Coil will most likely be joining us tomorrow. We can't confirm because the bracket is hidden. Stitcher's Supplier. Hits Cabal Coffers. Cabal Therapy, excuse me. Cabal Therapy, Smallpox, and a Swamp. And flashing back Cabal Therapy, I guess, here. Is that what he's doing? Yeah, that is what he's doing.
It's the trigger.
Okay. So Putrid Imp, Swamp, another Cabal Therapy. Cabal Therapy on the stack.
Will Brian name Peer into the Abyss if this resolves? Is the question from me.
Oh, interesting. Let's see. Therapies on the stack. Yeah, therapy resolves.
All right. I'll name Pure into the Abyss.
Yeah, you hit 1.
Okay.
2 soft equation, Lotus Petal, Polluted Delta, Force of Will, Preordain, and Peer into the Abyss.
So you got 2 solves, a pedal,
Force of Will,
Force,
Preordain,
and a preordain. All
and
right.
Polluted Delta.
Okay, don't. And I will pass turn.
There is another Cabal Therapy in the yard.
Fetch Polluted Delta, 19, Underground C.
Chilith put 1.2 thousand towards Storm here.
Preordain.
You got it?
In the prediction poll.
Top.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Untap. Okay. Turn. Putrid Imp.
Putrid Imp.
That's fine.
Okay. Give Putrid Imp flying by discard Bloodgust. Wasteland to trigger Bloodgust.
Wasteland.
Yep. Then I'm going to waste your C.
Okay.
I'm going to sack Bloodgust to
Yeah.
flash back Cabal Therapy, targeting you.
Ooh.
Just going to take out those solve the equations here. And that'll be rough for Sven. Sven can't be happy about that. Let's see if Force of Will comes down here.
Is there another therapy in your graveyard?
There is not. That was
Yeah.
the One therapy is exiled. Second, that's the other therapy I hit.
Okay. Force of will pitch solve the equation. Going to 18.
Okay. Countered, and you go to 18. And I'll pass turn.
Scalding Tarn.
Yep.
Scalding Tarn.
Pass turn.
Okay. And tap. Draw for turn. Dryad Arbor, triggering Bloodghast.
Okay.
1, 2. Exile 5 to play Hogaak from hand.
That's fine.
And I will swing for 1.
17.
And pass turn.
Okay.
Add cards.
I have 2 cards in hand.
Tarn.
Lotus Petal.
Yep.
Okay. Pedal.
Crack for blue. Brainstorm.
Got it.
Crack Scalding Tarn. 16.
Key turn here for Sven.
Yep.
I'm gonna get hit by, what is it, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 next turn. It's got a 2-turn clock presented here.
Ponder.
Yep.
Sven has to craft the perfect hand here. Basically out of time. The Cabal Therapy couldn't get rid of all those solve the equations, but it did get rid of Force of Will. That allowed Hogaak to resolve.
Yeah, that's a shuffle.
Ponder shuffle's not great.
Draw.
Sven.
Mm-hmm.
Play Bloodstained Maya.
Yep.
Pass turn. No, wait, just a second.
Yep.
Fetch Bloodstained Maya. Go to
15.
15. Get Volcanic Island. And I ponder again.
Okay.
Another Ponder, it turns out.
Ponder.
Retro Frame Ponder. I do not own a single card yet from Time Spiral
Small enough.
Remastered. And that's not a brag. It's actually like something I'm not happy about. At this point, if you're going to pick up some retro frame cards from Time Spiral Remastered in Modern Horizons 2 or 1, because they both are in the packs. What are the top retro frame cards to pick up right now? Like, what's at the top of the list? What's first? Is it Fetch Lands? Is it Ponders? Is it Force of Negations? Like, if I got to buy a big batch of cards, what do I have to include from the retro frame collection, we'll call it? It's actually a lot of cards, right? I'm probably going to end up spending like I don't know. What's a realistic budget to buy all the retro frame cards that are relevant? Ponder and Fetches non-foil. Yeah. There is no preordain, right? No preordain.
It's ready for you to storm off again, right in the face of lethal.
Players seem to be ready to go almost. All right, we'll hold off on that. If we get another break between games, I'll show you.
Turn.
Some of my
Swamp.
designs are in a beta.
Cabal Therapy targeted you.
Response Brainstorm.
Yes, we have open deck list matches on stream, which makes things a lot easier for the players for a number of reasons. But we obfuscate the sideboard, so you cannot see sideboard quantities on the stream. But we do post sideboard quantities to the YouTube channel for members afterwards. Cabal Therapy here. I'm assuming naming Peer into the Abyss again.
Damn.
Oh my god. Why did you choose Solve the Equation?
I figured you hid your if you had a peer that you hid it already.
Ah, my god.
Thoughtseize, Brainstorm.
Brainstorm Preordain
Ponder.
Thoughtseize Force of Will.
It was Preordain and Force of Will. Preordain.
Wow.
Damn. That was. I didn't think you go for Solve the Equation.
I figured if you had a P that you've hit it, so I figured I tried the number 2.
Yeah. I
All
guess
right, last turn.
because I almost boarded it out, to be honest. Like 1 or 2, because they're kind of slow. But yeah, nice one. Really nice one. Preordain.
Got it.
Sven is impressed.
Bottom. Pass on.
Stitcher Supplier.
Resolved.
Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was quite good, chat.
For Einstein-Meyer. Gravecrawler.
Mm-hmm.
Sack Stitcher Supplier. To flashback Cabal Therapy.
Whoops, didn't mean to turn player audio off.
Wasteland and Catacombs. Oh, it's a ton of land. Therapy on the stack.
Can you show me your graveyard, please?
Oh, sure. Let me see if I can get it on screen a little bit more. I have Wasteland, Bloodstained Mire, Gravecrawler, Supplier, Swamp, Wasteland, Catacombs.
I'm going to Force of Will, pitch Solve the Equation. The
Okay.
Therapy. Going to 19.
Pitched us off the equation.
Okay. I am going to.
Yeah, I'm not sure, chat.
Swamp?
Stitcher Supplier most likely should have been countered.
Supplier.
Okay.
Trigger. Swamp. Catacombs. What? It's entire land. Okay.
I don't know if this is a factor. Sven is in Vienna, Austria right now, and it is really late at night, so maybe Sven's running on fumes right now, a little bit low on gas. We'll see. We'll see. Preordain. Sven's a master. Sven is a really good player.
I'm thinking.
Force of Phil knows. Yeah, Sven.
Draw, play Scarlington,
Yep.
and cards.
Sven knows how to play this deck.
You gonna pass?
How many?
I have 4 cards in hand.
4 cards. 4 cards. 2 wastelands already in the yard. I pass turn.
Tap. Drop return. Gravecrawler from the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
2. Gak from hand.
There's Hogaak.
That's fine.
Gravecrawler from hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
No,
pass
not
turn.
Vienna sausages.
Brainstorm.
Yep.
It's brainstorm.
Lol. Oops, sorry.
You saw Scalding Tarn. Sven is in trouble. Facing down 8, 9, 10, 11, I guess. 8,
Pass
9,
turn.
12, 13 damage.
Tap. Thoughtseize targeting you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, resource. Peer
That's
into
true,
the
force
abyss,
of
rain of filth, and polluted delta.
I'll
Ouch.
take the pier into the
Mhm.
abyss. I go to 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I will swing for 13.
Yep.
And pass turn.
Mm-hmm. I fetch both lands.
Go down 5.
That looks like GG.
Yeah, I think I
The-
think that top deck Thoughtseize gave me the game.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I
Thoughtseize is too
found in
good.
my brainstorm 3 lands, so not a lot of gas for me.
Yeah, I just basically did my standard storm plan, which is try to pressure your hand and then just try to, win fast while pressuring the hand.
Yeah, that's it. GG.
Good game.
Good games. That Cabal Therapy was pretty epic.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
That was a pretty good moment.